Hello everyone, it's Meg, and today I'm going to be reorganising and doing a little bit of unhauling on my bookshelves. So as you can see, I have my main bookshelf behind me. I have this one which you guys mainly see in videos, and my little TBR cart which is down here, and I also have a little bookcase near my door which you guys don't always see. Also, excuse the lighting, it is a bit like sunny and cloudy today, so it's going to keep going in and out. But basically today I have been wanting to unhaul some books for a while now, especially after the past few months, because I've been buying a reasonable amount of books, and I also have some pre-orders that are coming in like in the second half of the year, and frankly I'm running out of space. So we're going to be doing a bit of unhauling, that's the main reason, but I'm also going to do a little bit of a reorganise as well, just kind of changing some books up, trying to make some more space. So we're going to see how this video goes. I definitely have some books in mind that I would like to unhaul, but I just want to freshen up my shelves, and it's been a while since I've reorganised them. So that's what we're going to do today. So I'm in my comfy clothes, I have a glass of water. This is your note now if you have not had to stay hydrated today, and get your water and watch this video of me do my bookshelves. I love watching these kind of videos. I love creating reorganisation videos, so that's what we're going to do today. So obviously my shelves actually look a bit bare on the sides because my plants aren't here at the moment. They've been sick, so I've been keeping them in different parts of the house so they don't contaminate the other plants in my room. So unfortunately I won't be able to do like a final reveal of my plants in my room, which is a bit sad because you guys probably know that I have quite a lot of plants in my room. But this is the situation on my bookshelves. I don't know how well you can see. They're not like super messy, but it's to the point where it's kind of stressing me out a bit. I just still have birthday cards on here from a good couple of weeks ago. I do have some books here that I need to take a picture of for Instagram, and I just have some bits that kind of need to be tidied up. So I think I am basically going to start with taking some of the stuff off my shelves, just so that I'm not knocking it over, getting like sorting any of like the rubbish out that needs to be gone and all that sort of thing. So I'll do that now, and then we will get on to unhauling some books. Okay, so I've taken a few bits off my shelves just so it's easy to reorganise my books, and I'm also going to clean my bookshelves afterwards. I would move the camera kind of directly in front of my bookcase, but unfortunately my bed is here, so that'll be a bit awkward. So I'm going to try and film this as best as I can. So basically, top shelf is my adult fiction shelf, which is definitely overflowing now, and will have definitely more books to put on the shelf. So I want to try and unhaul a fair amount of books on here, fingers crossed. I do also have a jewellery holder up here that I need to move really. I don't have anywhere else to put it at the moment, so we're gonna see what we can do here. There are definitely some books though that I'm planning on unhauling. So I'm gonna grab the books that I know that I definitely want to unhaul, and then I'm not really going to talk about them too much. I'm just trying to go off some books that maybe I know I'm not going to read again, or that I wasn't like a massive fan of that I know I'm not going to like cherish, and I'd rather somebody else have them instead, and then hopefully they will love them more than I did, because it's better than them gathering dust on my shelves. So I've got 3 books here I definitely know that I wanted to unhaul, or pretty sure I want to unhaul anyway. So the first one is The Storied Life of A.J. Thackeray by Gabrielle Zevin. This is a book that was quite popular on BookTube a good couple of years ago, and I bought it in a charity shop, I read it, I did enjoy it, but I wasn't like obsessed with it, and I don't really see myself rereading it, so I think I'm going to unhaul this. Then we have The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. This was one of my most anticipated releases when this book first came out, but unfortunately it was quite a disappointment for me. I just couldn't really get into the book. I found it a bit repetitive. Like, it had a really good message in the end, but generally it was a disappointment. So I don't think I'm going to reread this either. And then I've also got Where Rainbows End by Cecilia Ahern. This is a book I've had for a very long time actually. This book was adapted into a film called Love Rosie. Some of you guys may have heard it. It's a British film, and I read the book because I loved the film and I did enjoy it. It was also a long time ago. I read this when I was in uni. It's also a chunker of a book, so it's taking a lot of room up on my shelves. This is like over 500 pages, this book, and I enjoyed it when I had it, but I never see myself rereading it, so I think I'm going to unhaul this one as well. So these are three I'm definitely going to unhaul. I have one or two that I'm probably not so sure about yet. One of them is The Existence of Amy by Lana Grace Reaver. I got sent this by the author. This is a self-published book. It's got mental health rep, and I did enjoy it. It has like depression and OCD rep from what I can remember, and I remember it being very authentic and I did enjoy it. But I don't see myself rereading it, but I don't know whether I would use it in any future videos, so I might put it to one side for the moment and see what I think, because like I said, I did enjoy it, but I don't see myself rereading it anytime soon. There are probably some other books I will unhaul from that top shelf at some point, but I think I'm going to leave it for now, and maybe at a later date when I do like another unhaul, I might get rid of them then, but for the time being I'm going to keep them. So the next shelf that I have is my classic shelf, and I must admit I don't plan on getting rid of anything on here because I've read the majority of these and I love them, or they're different editions of obviously different books that I've got. I've also got my Pride and Prejudice retellings on this shelf, and this is actually a very full shelf, so it does kind of need a bit of a reorganise. I might see what I can do later on, but for the time being I'm not going to get rid of anything on this shelf. I'm going to keep it as it is. So I have three books I think I'm definitely going to unhaul. So the first one is All the Bright Places by Jennifer Niven. There was a lot of controversy around this book, there still is, and I know there's a film out. I don't know if I'm ever going to watch the film. I know it's on Netflix, but I did actually personally quite enjoy this book. I could definitely see how it was problematic, but I never going to reread it again, and I definitely need space, so that's going to go. Then I've got Winter Girls by Laurie Halse Anderson. Again, this is a very popular book, and I think I read it last year, potentially, and I did not vibe with this book at all. Just not my cup of tea. I didn't enjoy the writing style, and this book tackles eating disorders, so I was really excited to read this book, but like I said, didn't gel with the writing, so this is definitely going to go. And then I've got The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue by Mackenzie Lee. This was a really fun read when I first read it, and it is probably the only book that I've ever read where a character has epilepsy. So that was interesting to read more about that and learn a bit more about it. But I don't think I'm going to reread it. I know there's like two other books in this series, but like I said, I don't think I'm going to see myself reading them really. There's other books I'd rather read, so I am probably going to unhaul this one as well. So that is three books. I have another few books I'm on the fence about. The first one is Final Draft by Riley Redgate. This was another book I was very excited about when I read it. I read it in 2018, I think, for my first ever like booktubeathon, which is now called The Reading Rush, and I'm not like, this was a book I was really excited about because it's mainly about a character who likes to write, but it was a huge letdown, this book. The only reason I want to keep it is because the cover is so gorgeous. Like I'm obsessed. I did a photo of this, like if you scroll back on my Instagram you will see I have a picture of this, which is very good. But yeah, basically it wasn't a vibe, this book, unfortunately. It was a big letdown, so I may or may not keep this, we'll see. And one that I probably would like to get rid of, but I'm going to keep it for like nostalgic sake, is Luna by Julie Ann Peters. And this is a book I bought in the Strand when I went to New York back in 2018. And I bought this book, it was cheap, the cover was gorgeous, it's about a trans main character. But again, this was a huge letdown, this book. It was quite problematic, some of the characters were very problematic. So I wasn't a fan, but I think I am going to keep hold of this because obviously it's a memory of going to the Strand, so I don't really want to get rid of it, but maybe in the future, who knows, but for the moment I'm definitely going to keep hold of it. So that shelf is kind of like dismantled quite badly now, so we'll reorganise it afterwards. So we're getting low down on my bookshelf now, so it's going to be a bit awkward doing like this angle, but my next shelf is just YA standalones, and again this is a very full shelf, so I don't really know what books I want to unhaul from this, but we're going to have a look. There's definitely some that I'm going to move. Like I have this hardback copy of Under a Dancing Star by Laura Wood, which I am going to put on my shelf for my historical fictions, which is on my small bookshelf over there. So I'm going to move this over there so they're all together, just so that's a little bit more space. But I don't really know what other books I'm going to unhaul. I think I will unhaul Jennifer Niven's other book, which is Holding Up the Universe, and I did enjoy this book as well. It was an enjoyable read, but again I don't think I'm going to read it again, so I might as well unhaul it. Skies Everywhere by Jandy Nelson is another one I've been thinking about for a while, whether I want to unhaul it or not. I did have Jandy Nelson's other book and I did enjoy it. It's called I'll Give You the Sun, but I wasn't obsessed, and I had a very love-hate relationship with this book. I mainly kept it because the main character writes poems in like random places around her town, and I don't know, there's just something quite nice about that. So, but I don't think I'm ever going to reread it, so I feel like I might unhaul this one as well. I have an arc of Excuse Me While I Ugly Crow by Joey Goffney, and this is the first arc I've ever received, and I got it in a subscription box. I did enjoy it, but I'm not obsessed with it. I wouldn't be reading it again. I wouldn't be buying the final copy. So I don't know about this one. We'll see. I might put it to the side because obviously I can't sell this, so it would have to be donated somewhere. Or I do have a free library where down the road from me, so it could go in that. So I have three more here that I am kind of on the fence about. So the first one is Prince Charming by Rachel Hawkins, and this was, again, it was a book I enjoyed, it was fun, it wasn't like incredible or anything. I do want to read the companion novel to this though, which is called Her Royal Highness. So it was fun, but it wasn't like, you know, mind blown or anything. Wouldn't be rereading it, so again, we'll see about this one. And then I also have 1,000 Perfect Notes by C.G. Drews. I did really enjoy this book. I loved how much music was an aspect of it, and it felt very close to me because I come from a very musical family. But again, I don't know, I don't think I'd ever reread it, but I did very much enjoy it when I did read it. And then another book which I'm kind of sad to be on the fence about is Clap When You Land by Elizabeth Azevedo. I love Elizabeth Azevedo, but this was definitely my least favourite book from her. I did struggle to get through this because I love my novels in verse, you guys should know that, but like I said, I wasn't obsessed with it. But I kind of want to keep it just because it's her, and also Molly gave me this book a couple of years ago now, so it has got her note in, so I think I will keep this. Maybe at some point in the future I might get rid of it. It is annotated as well, only slightly, like only in pencil. But yeah, I feel like I might keep these two for the moment. And I don't know, on the fence about Prince Charming. Again, we will see about that. So we're on the second to last shelf of this bookcase now. So this is my series shelf. And I don't really have any that I plan on getting rid of, to be honest with you, on this. I think I just kind of need to give it a little bit of a reorganise and a little vamp. So I feel like the only books that I'm considering to unhaul here are the first two books in the Raven Boys trilogy by Maggie Stiefvater. I have read the entire series. I've read both of these two physically, but I finished the rest of the series on audiobook. I did really enjoy it. It was fun, but it did take me a while to get into it, and I definitely preferred the audiobooks than reading them physically. I found that was a lot easier. So I feel like these are the only ones that I probably contemplate on getting rid of, because like I said, I'm probably never going to read these again unless it's via the audio. So I think I will unhaul these, or at least put them to the side for now. But yeah, I think for the moment I'm actually going to leave this shelf. It'll just free up a little bit more space, and also I still have some editions of Heartstopper that are going to be coming, which are here. I don't know how well you can see it. I'll have the Fairy Loot edition coming at some point, and also the yearbook is coming out this year, and also we have the final addition to the series. So there's a couple of Heartstopper books coming out next year which I need space for, so I think that is it for this shelf. I'm going to have to hold the camera from my bottom shelf because my tripod does not go down that low. So this is my bottom shelf, which is my poetry and my non-fiction, and my non-fiction finishes where the secret books are. So as you can see, I have a lot of poetry and I have a few here that I need to put on, and I also have quite a few poetry books that I want to move from this shelf onto here. So I think I'm actually going to move my non-fiction books into my small bookshelf, which we will look at later, and I'm going to make this just a poetry shelf. I don't think there's any books I want to get rid of here, but I'll have a little bit of a go through and at least organise it. So I'm going to leave this shelf for the moment, and when I come to the reorganising, I'm going to move like I said, my non-fiction books onto my other shelf, and this will be an entire poetry shelf, and I can kind of like change it up and make it look a bit more organised. I'm really testing myself with how I can do angles for this video, but this is my TBR cart, and as you can see it is quite full. I always leave the top shelf free because I usually have plants in here, but like I said, some of my plants are sick, so this is there. It does have a few like random bits in the top, but this has all my books in it, and the thing is that this is very full, especially recently because I bought some books for my birthday, but I really want to try and like get through this, and there aren't really any books that I want to get rid of on here, except there are two that I'm probably going to at least put on a bookshelf in the hallway because I might want to read them one day, but I don't really want them taking up like room in here. So those books are the Strangely Dreamer duology by Laini Taylor. Obviously I have the first book in paperback, and I have Muse of Nightmares in hardback, which I found in a charity shop for £3.50. I have had this on my shelf for like about 3 years maybe, and same with both of them, to be honest. I've heard so many good things about this series. Let me know in the comments if you think I should read it, but I don't really read fantasy. It's a very rare occasion that I do. So like I said, I'm not sure, and also I know this is a very rare copy. I don't think they print these anymore, so I quite like to hold on to it for the time being, and also it's so beautiful, absolutely stunning. So I think I'm going to put these on a shelf in the hallway that we have, just so then if I want to read a fantasy, I have it, because I literally have like 3, maybe 4 fantasy books on my shelf, and that is about it. So I think I'm going to, like I said, put these to one side on a bookshelf, and then if I want to read a fantasy I can, and then if I feel like I'm not going to read them, then I can unhaul these at a later date. I have a few other ones that I was potentially thinking about unhauling, but at the same time I am quite intrigued by them, so I want to read them. Eat, Pray, Love, I've watched the film, I did enjoy it. Heard mixed things about the book, but I've also heard it's really good, so may or may not get rid of that. I also have On Chesil Beach by Ian McEwan. I only want to read this because it is set in Dorset and Chesil Beach, and my grandparents were from Portland, which is where Chesil Beach is, so that's kind of the only reason why I wanted to read it. And apparently there is potential asexual rep in here as well, so I'd quite like to see what that's about. It's also a very short book, it's under 200 pages, but I think I will keep hold of them for the moment. So I think that's about it for this shelf, and probably about it for the unhauling. I'm not going to unhaul any books on my shelf over there, because I kind of like all of them, so I'm not really going to get rid of them, so we'll do a little bit of reorganising there afterwards. So now we're going to get onto the reorganising part. I don't really know what sort of vibe I want to go for with this. I don't think it's going to be like a major transformation or anything. I'm actually going to turn quite a few of the books around, like the spines, so basically, because my room is very light, just so then the spines on my books don't get bleached, because some of them have already, and it's quite a sad sight to see. So I'm going to maybe change that around a little bit, and then we will kind of see where we are. I will show you guys the final product, so obviously I have a few montage clips, and yeah, like I said, we will see how it goes.
fall asleep, yeah, I need you with me by my side. It's all I know now. I need you with me by my side. I need someone to hold my mind. I need someone to hold my mind. When the sun comes down and when I feel I've drowned, I need someone to hold how I feel. I can show you, baby, one more time. When I fall asleep, yeah, I need you with me by my side. It's all I know now. I need you with me by my side. When I fall asleep, by my side. So I need you with me by my side.
So I finally finished reorganising and unhauling my bookshelves. It's taken me nearly 2 hours to do this. A lot longer than I was intending, but I'm actually quite pleased with the results. I know that my filming was probably a bit off because, like I said, my room is small, my bed's in the front, so it's a little bit awkward, but I hope you kind of got to see like a little bit of a transformation. It's not like massive, it's just obviously trying to make more space for new books to come in. I will obviously have to keep doing this every now and again, but I'm pretty pleased, and I have quite a few books, about 14 books to unhaul. That's quite a lot, and I hope that they will go to new homes. I'm either going to be donating these books to charity shops. I may sell some on Depop or on my Instagram, so make sure you follow me on Instagram. It's always in the description box if you want to potentially purchase some of these books. And like I said earlier in the video, I do have a little free library that's down the road from me now, which makes me so happy, so I'll probably put a few books in there maybe. And we also have a similar sort of thing at work as well, so those are most likely where these books are going to go to. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, apart from all the chaotic filming angles and all that sort of thing. Still very much trying to get back into that scene, as I have hardly filmed for the past couple of months. Hopefully this video will get to you soon, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I did enjoy making it. I always love redoing my shelves, revamping them, giving them a little bit of a glow up. They'll look even more great once my plants are back in my room, so hopefully that will be soon. But yeah, it's just nice to, it feels a little bit less chaotic. The rest of my room looks a bit chaotic now that I've kind of decluttered everything, so all of the clutter is everywhere else in my room, but I will sort that out afterwards. But thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it, and subscribe if you would like to see more bookish content from me. And my social media is linked in the description down below as always, if you would like to see more bookish content that you will not find on this channel. But thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you so much, and I will hopefully see you again very soon. Bye!